At the end of last season, while over 100,000 fans think they voted on the American League Most Valuable Player race between Miguel Cabrera and Mike Trout, in a poll conducted by ESPN that left Cabrera the 80% victor, what fans were actually voting on was between the tradition of baseball and its lack of ability to adapt versus the new ideas of sabermetrics.
What people care about are runs. Runs are what win games.
For years, fans have paid attention to three things: home runs, batting average, and runs batted in. They're simple, they're understandable, and they're tradition.
And so I think the variety of stats people use today to try to measure runs produced is a far more valuable thing. And for starters, certainly on-base percentage has been shown to be a much better measure of someone's value offensively.
So while sabermetrics may be more accurate, it makes sense why fans might have trouble taking in all of this. At a glance, this just doesn't make sense. These new ideas emphasizing stats which correlate closer to a team's win-to-loss ratio are due to the emergence of the book Moneyball in 2003 and the movie 8 years later. It's true, when Miguel Cabrera led one league in batting average, home runs, and RBIs, it was the first time the feat had been accomplished since 1967. However, sabermetrics has proven that since then, those numbers don't mean what they used to in terms of the best player in the major leagues. When Cabrera would eventually go on to win the Triple Crown and then the MVP award, it continued a precedent that the history of the game may just be bigger than anyone could believe.
I do think that just straight up batting average is somewhat misleading because it doesn't take into account, are you getting extra base hits, things like that, which is a nice thing about something like OPS. And also RBIs, because obviously you can't control if the people hitting in front of you are getting on base or not.
So even with the new way for baseball to keep advanced stats, what does all this mean for the game in the future? And will tradition always be the most important aspect of baseball? Well, with this new season getting underway this past Sunday, viewers watching the Rangers versus the Astros on television still saw three stats from the previous season on the bottom line every time a new batter stepped to the plate: batting average, home runs, and RBIs. For News Team Boulder, I'm Nate Duran.